Hey everyone, welcome to a morning segment of the daily recap. Today I made a trade and I wasn't planning on it. Today with the pre-market and there was just nothing ideal. So I came in today with a no trade mindset. I said if I didn't trade today, it means it was a very good day. But a setup presented itself and I was watching this pre-market, but it never took anything just because it wasn't I didn't see an entry on it. I probably could have entered on resistance, but you never know. I mean, this could have spiked as well instead of tanked, but let's go over this trade. This was a low-hanging fruit, as you see. That was a paper trade. I showed resistance, covered support up there, and it was an all-day fade, so lots of long bags, all right? And the best part is, let me go to the bigger chart. When we broke red to green, we're pretty much under all of this. So many people are bagged. Everyone's bagged, except for the people here, which is less volume, but still, I guess we covered it all. But yeah, so once we broke below that, so many bag holders, and it was very clear that VWAP was here and red to green, and they were just coupled perfectly. So I had barely any time to plan out my size. Honestly, I don't have a set share amount because the stocks I'm trading are sometimes $2, sometimes $12, sometimes $20. So I can't use the same share size every time. So I have a sizing calculator that I have to use. So that's kind of a delay for me placing the trade. If I had more time to think about it, I probably would have had a lower risk. But I had a 1240 risk. Yeah, I probably should. After reviewing this and looking at this, my stop should have been 1230 or 1235. That would have got me a lot more shares. So I got 50 shares on this, which honestly, not horrible. And I also sized down a half size. So usually I risk $20 per trade. On this one, I was risking $10 just because this is a little different, as you guys know from my last videos. But this one worked perfectly. I shorted. I liked my entry. Probably could have got another one at 1223. I often like to do 1217 and 1223 orders. And then I covered about 50%, maybe even 70% here at this support. Because a lot of the time, you know, they make a bottom in the morning and then they just make higher lows and zombie up. But this one did break down, which I'm really mad. I'm not mad about. I can't be mad about. I got the meat of the move. That's what I need to focus on. But I'm also mad because I switched my orders around. And also, this is a good short. Like, it looks like a good short again. So, like, why not hold through it? But, you know, I'll do fine-tuning over time and I'll get better. But yeah, I had this 1208, all right? That was my first cover. My next planned cover was 1193, and then I had 1183. But, you know, this was a reactionary trade. Most of my trades, I have, like, hours to plan. But this one was pretty I mean, I was watching this pre-market, but I never, like, said, oh, well, if this tanks below red to green, I'm going to short it. I never thought of it, but once I saw it, I just knew. So many bag holders, coupled with VWAP, perfect setup. So I'm glad I reacted without hesitation. That's the good part. The bad part is, since it was reactionary, since I was a little more emotional and I was scared of taking a loss on this reactionary trade, I covered quickly, which isn't bad. Like, I didn't cover all here. Like, honestly, you can't. I need to get over the fact that I'm going to not get the whole move every time. Most of the time, I'm not going to get the whole move. Like, I see all the time, Bow, Alex, and the MIC members, they're always covering, and then the stock goes down another $2-3 a share. They could have got $100,000 win. That's going to happen a lot of the time, but you cannot predict that. Like, this could have easily 12. I saw the 12 support, and I was like, oh wow, double bottom here. I thought it was going to go up in zombie. I've seen it so many times. So, you know, but there's so many bag holders, so that's what should have gave me the conviction. So problem number one is I didn't have enough time to plan size, and so I got less size than I could have. I probably could have got 100 shares on this. Well, maybe if I lowered my risk more. And so yeah, I would have had a better gain if I was able to plan, if I had more time to plan. And then also just sticking to my covers. A lot of the time, if I had just stick to my cover, I would have gotten it. So that's something to note. And wow, we're making a higher low here, so that's interesting. Another trade that was this is a little paper trade pre-market PSTV resistance line to line. But let's see, BBIG. I did not have locates on this, and I'm very, very annoyed. And well, I mean, there were locates, but they were like very expensive. This was kind of like on the watch list, but I also wanted to play this for a red to green short. But I also saw the $half level up here, so my stop was 9.55. Wow, it got very close. But my shorts were perfect, and I was paper trading this live, so these are all real. And I covered at support 9.10 because with these, like, you never know, rip. It could do whatever it wants. So yeah, I covered that nail and bail. Let's see. SCPS is the crazy ticker of the day. Pre-market we look kind of broken, and then boom, that was that. And oh yeah, I also didn't have locates on one of my low-hanging fruit setup, which I'm really mad about because I would have got 1R today. Instead, with this trade, I got 0.25R and 0.25 because I went half size, but I also got only I got 0.5 to 1 risk reward on this trade, basically because of my risk. And actually, like, after I entered, I did lower my risk to 12.35. So you could say I got 1-1 on this. Technically, I did get 1-1 on this. So, but back to BLCM. This is broken day one. Low hanging fruit. It had it broke down day one, and then we are under the red to green line. Now I was watching this here. I was like waiting for a pop when it was down here. And we kind of, the level 2 has a wide spread. So once people start getting taken out on the ask, I saw 347 was the asking price. And so I don't know if I would have gotten executed, but I would have sat on the ask for 347. I might have gotten executed. I might have not. I don't know. But if I did, this would have worked perfectly. But the locates were 6 cents a share. So that is very, very difficult, especially with this low range stock. A good rule of thumb, I think it was Joe Kelly that made this, is if you multiply the current stock price by 0.01, that's the amount of shares you should pay per share. So if we go to this, let's say 3.47 times 0.01, so I should pay no more than 3.5 cents on this trade, and it was double that. So I would literally have to, like, it would take half my gains if I had located this. So definitely a no trade because of the locates, but if they were cheap, it was a perfect trade, and it worked out perfectly. Some others were similar, but never gave a pop. GBS was one of them. Never gave a pop to red to green, but again, that still tanked to SSR. That's pretty good. And it faded pre-market, so yeah. I am glad about this SKLZ trade. Honestly, this cover isn't bad now that it's making these higher lows. I'm like, ooh. But let's see if 12 rejects. There's so many back holders up here. I'd be shocked if it could, like, reclaim right to green again. But yeah, I have to go to school now. So this is probably the end of the daily recap. If I have anything else to say, I will appear here. But if not, I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know if you like these morning segments. I love them just because my mind is very fresh. And if you enjoyed, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.